Tomar, and today we are going to discuss effect of dilution on specific conductance and molar conductance as well as an equivalent conductance. After that we will discuss, as I told in previous class, that application of Kohlrausch law. But before we will discuss application of Kohlrausch law, we will discuss effect of dilution on specific conductance and molar conductance. I already told you that specific conductance and molar conductance is very important in this chapter. What is specific conductance? The number of ions present in per centimeter cube area and the conduction done by that ion is known as specific conductance, denoted by K. As we continuously increase the dilution, means what we are doing? We are continuously decreasing the concentration. As we increase the dilution, the number of ions in per centimeter cube area is continuously decreases. And due to that, what will be happen? The specific conductance always decreases as we increase the dilution. But when we talk about molar conductance as well as equivalent conductance, so molar conductance and equivalent conductance is the multiplication of specific conductance and volume. I already give you formula, that is K into V. So no matter specific conductance is decreasing, but we are continuously increasing the volume, and due to that the multiplication of specific conductance and volume will be more. And due to that, what will be happen? Continuously molar conductance as well as equivalent conductance increases. Here I took two examples. One is of strong electrolyte, that is HCl. Another I took the example of acetic acid, which is weak electrolyte. When I talk about strong electrolyte, as you saw or as you are seeing here, that it is already very high, near about when the concentration is 0.1 molarity, then conduction is 391.32. That I again increase the dilution, decreases in concentration. What you are seeing? Molar conductance is increasing, 412. Again I increase the volume, then what happened? Again molar conductance is increasing, that is 421.36. And again at an infinite dilution. What is infinity? Means we cannot increase more dilution now. At that time the conduction done is maximum, that is 422.7. So this is strong electrolyte. Now what about weak electrolyte? When we talk about weak electrolyte, normally they never give the ions in concentrated solution. As I explained you in previous class, that when the electrolyte is very weak and the solution is concentrated, at that time they will not dissociate, they form the dimer molecule, and because no ions are there, due to that they will not convert into ions and conduction is near about nil. But as we increase the dilution, means when we form the solution of 0.1 molarity, at that time conduction done by acetic acid is 5.2. Then again I increase the dilution. What happened? Again increases 16.2. Then again same dilution, increase the dilution. The conduction done by acetic acid is 48.6. And at last, at an infinite dilution, 67.7. Here, very important thing is that when we consider the strong electrolyte, definitely molar conductance and equivalent conductance is increasing. But you are seeing here is not, the value is double. But when we talk about the weak electrolyte, you saw that 5 conduction is there. but at last it is 67.7, near about 12 times higher conduction is done for the weak electrolyte. It means that definitely strong electrolyte का conduction increase होता है, but weak electrolyte have more magical change into the conduction when the dilution is going on. This application is very important for the laboratory or for the preservation. Suppose if we have strong electrolyte, you can design concentrated solution or dilute solution. Normally what we think, concentrated solutions are more powerful. No, it is a wrong practice or wrong thinking. Actually, concentrated solution have less ions and due to that their conduction is lower. Whereas as the solution become dilute and dilute, their conduction increases. But those electrolytes who are weak, they are never designed in the concentrated solution. Why? Because that time their conduction is near about 0. But as they dilute, what will be happen? Their conduction continuously increases. Here I explained with the graph also. That is molar, when we plot the graph between molar conductance and decrease in concentration or increase in volume, what we will see? We will see strong electrolyte have a straight line. But for the weak electrolyte, in the beginning, they have very poor conduction, but continuously when we increase the dilution, their conduction continuously increases. This part is very important and a complete question can be there. The effect of dilution on specific conductance and molar conductance. This is one question. And another, comparison between strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. What will be the effect of molar conductance on strong electrolyte, on weak electrolyte? So from this part, you can prepare 2 questions as I told, and I will give you in the PDF file also. Okay. Next part. That is, I already discussed the Kohlraasch law, and I told you application of Kohlraasch law, and on the basis of application, some numerical problem comes into the paper or into the question paper. So here I am going to discuss, that is, application of Kohlraasch law. The first application is to calculate molar conductance of weak electrolyte with the help of conduction of strong electrolyte. I told you can see the solved problem also. I took this example from the solved example and you can also see it to the book. What is the problem? Problem is that we have 3 strong electrolyte. Ammonium chloride having molar conductance 150. Then we have NaOH having molar conductance 250 ohm inverse centimeter square mole inverse, that is the unit, and NaCl have conduction 125. And we have to calculate the molar conductance of weak electrolyte, that is ammonium hydroxide. उसका हमको find out करना है. Okay. You see here, 2 electrolytes have common ions. Suppose ammonium chloride have common ion of ammonium hydroxide, that is ammonium ion. Then NaOH have common ion, that is OH of the ammonium hydroxide. Whereas NaCl will not have any common ion in that. So our equation will be like that. NH4Cl का conduction, whatever the conduction is did by that, that is 150. Conduction done by NaOH, that will be 250 प्लस हो जाएगा. और NaCl का जो conduction है, because they have no common ion, that will be 125. Okay, that is 400 minus 125, that will be equal to 5, 7 and 2. So conduction done by ammonium hydroxide will be 275 ohm inverse, then centimeter square and mole inverse. So that is first application of Kohlraasch law to calculate the molar or equivalent conductance of weak electrolyte with the help of molar conductance of strong electrolyte. Then second important, that is application is calculate the degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte and its ionic percentage. So we have formula. Degree of dissociation is denoted by sign alpha. So suppose if I took the example of acetic acid, so N by 50 पर एसिटिक एसिड का कंडक्शन है 18.30 मोलर कंडक्शन. At a infinite dilution, conduction is 390.7. So what will be happen? Degree of dissociation is the ratio of conduction done by weak electrolyte at a particular concentration as well as it is done by the given or infinite dilution. So ratio will be, when you solve the sum, the ratio will be 0.046, and if you want to calculate the percentage, that will be 0.046 multiplied by 100. Your answer will be 4.6%. The ionization will be there of the acetic acid. Okay. So, and third is to calculate the molar conductance of given electrolyte. So what you will do? You can prepare Kohlraasch law, its application. You can take 3 applications as well as the sums. On the basis of application, the sums that will come. Okay. In next part, we will discuss cells, type of cells, difference between cells and batteries. Thank you. Have a nice day.